Do you live in the US and want fast, fresh and tasty meals without the hassle of shopping or all that hard work preparation? Well, don't you worry, as a lazy man, I've got you covered. Try America's #1 meal kit service, HelloFresh, and get yourself fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered direct to your door. So why not eat well, stay healthy, and avoid the cost of regular takeout by trying HelloFresh? Just click the link in the description below for a special limited time discount and free shipping as well. Enjoy. Well, this could be it. Almost 9 years into our Build a Nation save. We are 3 games away and potentially just 5 points away from guaranteeing the Irish Premiership title. But what's ironic, given the twists and turns we've seen already this season, is that if Linfield beat us in the first of this triple header, they will instantly become the heavy favourites. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 78 of this Build a Nation story, Lifting Spirits, with me, Daniel. We are back today with 3 games to go. There are 5 points separating the top 3 sides, albeit probably not in the order you expected, and Linfield finding a way to do it again. We mentioned in the last episode that comeback they made 2 years ago. Well, if they win today in the first of these 3 games, they will be top of the league, and on goal difference, it would be well in their hands. So hopefully we can pick up a crucial point in this one. Then it's about the last 2 fixtures. We're going to do nothing off the pitch today, just play 3 games and enjoy the football. Enjoy might be a strong word as well. If you're looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. What's ironic about this is if we win this game, we could only need 1 more point. It's a hilarious turn of events, really. But as it stands, we have not got a good record against the top 2. And I don't fancy our chances of improving it today. Let's have a quick recap of what's happened since you were last with me though, because you may think, and you would be mistaken for it, thinking that we picked up 6 points off camera given our position, but not the case at all. Linfield closed the gap as we drew at Coleraine last weekend, a 1-1 after Morgan Griffith scored the opener. Kyle Robinson put an absolute rocket in the corner. We could do nothing about it. We did win 2-0 at home to Portadown in a sort of home banker of the games in between, but it was a 2-0 win with Mark Wilson getting both, but still neither of the strikers really in form, and now we rely on 3 big games. Let's go and get into the first of them. First v second, the battle for top spot. Larne have got that home game against Portadown. You would expect them to get 3 points. Let's go and pick our 11, nearly 6,000 at Windsor Park. Back in a moment to run through the 11. Well, the big news of this week is that it's been a 3-game week, so we've got players running out of steam, poor conditioning in some areas, but we're going to make do for now. We have dropped Kean out of the squad entirely, we have got Sean Daniels down to the bench, and Curtis Bell keeps his place in there. It means that Jake Cooper comes in at centre-half and Burns in midfield, both hugely lacking in match fitness. Mark Wilson is regaining his up front, and I hope that's a sign of good things to come. It means our 11 for today is Neil Kane in goal, Wilson and Bell the fullbacks with Cooper and McClelland at centre-half, Burns and Whitehall the midfield 2, Morgan Griffiths back in great form ahead of them, and then Puarte, Varma and Wilson the front 3 as we head away to Linfield. Remember, they beat us 4-1 in the reverse fixture here. In fact, it was away at Linfield, wasn't it? So we're going to have to try and avoid that. 3 changes for them. They've dropped out their star man, their big signing from last summer. Whenever we've played them recently, we've been turned over. That's home or away. Now we've got to try and bounce back. They're in the form of their lives. They've won 5 in a row. They've got great players everywhere here. This is going to be tricky. Into the first half. Cross your fingers. We're going to need some luck. And it's an early free kick for Linfield. Does not look good for us. Free header at the back stick and it bobbles around on the line. Every single time they get a lucky first goal and then they just go and run away with it. Whitehall didn't know anything about it. It hit him next to the line. And the animation of my manager on the sideline there is very similar to what I was doing. It is 2-0 to Larne in their game. They are going to win, no doubt about that. And we are defending a corner again. They're the one side Linfield, even including Larne, who have got that extra physicality. They're professional, yes, but they've got really tall, strong, physical attributes in their playing staff. And it's something we just can't deal with. So at the moment, they're running riot against us. I've had to drop to cautious because we're getting outplayed, but it's made no difference and we just can't cope at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do, looking at where we've got bookings already, is drop the fullbacks to defensive duties and go back to balance, because We've got to try something different against Linfield. We can't keep getting battered by them. And you can see from the stats, it's not looking good as the free kick comes in for us and we've got a penalty out of nowhere. That is absolutely huge. Sean Daniels isn't on. Who will take it? It'll be Burns. He's the best taker at the club. But he has never scored one, I don't think. He keeps missing them. Steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. Who needs to be match fit when you're Robert Burns and you can take a penalty? Third goal of the season in all competitions, and we're 10 to the break with our first shot of the game. It is 1-1 from the penalty spot. How about that for a smash and grab? I would bite your arm off for this result. Please blow the final whistle now. We don't need to play the other 45 minutes. As the corner comes in, McGuckin heads over. We've not won a single header in our own box yet. But at half time, I don't know how. The stats tell you how much of a lucky day we've had. But it is 1-1 and we are in the game. I mean, the fact that we're highlighting we're controlling possession, I'm not sure we can celebrate that too much. 70% of the ball, let's do something with it. But at the moment, we can defend our way to a draw. We are favourites for the title. We have got to win this. We beat Glentoran then. We're right back in it. This would leave us 3 clear of Larne and Linfield. Of course, we play Larne on the final day, but it's a corner kick. And Linfield have won so many headers here. They're going to put the corner in. And I know what's going to happen is it's up to the back post. McClelland heads away. It falls for Allen. Shoots to Spencer. He's got a chance from the edge just over. Time for subs because Bell's knackered. Wilson's still on that yellow. So we're going to go for Jones in at centre-half with McClelland out to right-back. Walker in at left-back for Bell. Further forward, we've got Archie Whitehall struggling. Bagley will replace him. Bit of experience to finish off the day. Puarte will be replaced by Mpardi. And Wilson will be replaced by McElhatton. 5 changes made is a bit of a gamble. But I don't feel we've got any weaker. That's the beauty of our squad. What they're going to do off the bench is going to make the difference. And they've just bought on their big summer signing from last year. So they've been resting players and getting away with it. Let's encourage our lads. See if we can finish strong. As it's a throw-in the right back area for Linfield. Still 2-0 in a long game. We've got to accept they've picked up 3 points. They've got themselves back to form now. And maybe they just had the harder run at the start. Playing against Linfield and drawing already. They've also picked up another defeat somewhere. I think it was at Glentoran. As McElhatton gets in, it's a great opportunity. They're playing Doherty in goal. Their first choice goalkeeper is definitely Morgan Hassin normally, unless he got sold. Who is there? Is he injured? I can't see him anywhere. Where has Morgan Hassin gone? Has he left the club? Oh, Rangers bought him for 650 grand. So there are some big signings and sales going out of Linfield. Big money flying about. I hope they got a sell on with that. But for now, there's 2 minutes of stoppage time. We have got to time waste, and I'm sorry to do it. It's not the way I like to normally play. But I'm not sorry really, am I? It has been a fabulous effort and a really poor performance. But at the moment, we're going to time waste our way to a point. We're going to get the result we need. And I'm going to make no apologies for this effort. We're going to drop to a holding midfielder with Robert Burns. He'll just sit in there. You can be an anchor man on defend. That's fine. The wingers will drop to wide midfield. 4-1, 4-1. 2 minutes to hang on. Please let us get the point. That is a great result. It feels so important, that one. We got absolutely outclassed. If it weren't for the penalty, we wouldn't have created a chance at all. But that is an absolutely massive result. And now, a draw and a win will do the trick. Here it is then. For me, on paper, this is the most important of the 3 games. If we win it, it allows us 2 draws to win the title. We've picked up one of them already, albeit fairly fortuitously. But this game is huge. Larne and Linfield are both on the road today. If we win and they both drop points, don't forget, or if we draw and they both lose, we will be champions with a game to spare. But I've got a feeling it's not quite going to be that easy. But let's go and see what side we can put out. Over 2,000 in, a suspension at right back for Callum Wilson. He is going to be replaced in the team by Jones. McClelland will go into the right-hand side. And then Kean will come back onto the bench. He will be available today. I'm also looking at Sean Daniels, who can come back in for Burns, who was the hero, of course, against Linfield. And up front, I'm going for Jonathan McElhatton. Heavy match load for Wilson. We've got to manage him still after that injury. And the rest of the team, I think, picks itself. Cooper is a bit of a worry at the back. He's not been great recently. Kean has been very good, but not alongside Jones. Could we try it? Could we try the 2 of them like that? Let's do it. There's no time like now for an experiment, is there? Everybody else, I think, is fit. Puarte will switch out for Umpardi again, just trying to balance the match load here. I think we're going to take out either Bagley or McCann. McCann it will be, who is replaced by Lewis Scott as a left wing option. Again, just so if we're winning, we can rest Varma, who we've not got a great backup for. So our 11 for today, Kane in goal, McClellan at right back this time with Bell on the left, Jones and Kean at centre-half, Daniels back in alongside Whitehall, and Pardy back on the right with Varma on the left, and Griffiths behind the returning McElhatton. This game is absolutely pivotal. We could win the title tonight. Can we do it? Oh, we need some favours, but let's go and find out. Here it is then, a huge game against the Glentoran side that have been best of the rest this year. They've been so much better than the previous season, and they have got a little bit of a threat. Our former man Barry Coffey is on the bench, as is Andrew Bell, who is the best striker in the country, so no idea why he's not starting. But Glentoran have bought a big away following, keeps the funding going, because again, we will be asking to turn professional in our end of season review. But let's go and get into the first half, as Whitehall gives it to Umpardi. McElhatton brings it down. Would be lovely to ease the nerves early on here with a goal. As Varma down the left, 4 gone. Crosses to Griffiths to flex off the defender. Really good work from Murray that. Gets it behind for a corner kick. It would have been on Griffiths' toe if not. But Daniels will take it. Already on a booking. Not a good sign in a game of this magnitude. He's got an outswinging delivery. Jones is up. Scores a few but not today. Drops down on the edge. The free kick's given. And the time passes as Armstrong picks it up. No, not on a day like this. He's flown in from nowhere with 6 minutes gone. And we're down to 10 men already. Why does that always happen on those occasions? There was no danger. There was nothing happening. He's not even the most aggressive player. Nothing about diving into challenges. He's got 15, which isn't ridiculous. So I don't really understand that. But it's something we've seen before. We had it in the head coach last year, if I remember rightly, at some point. But it means we're down to 10 men. And this home banker, the one that we banked on winning out the 3, has now become a whole lot trickier. Can we still keep in the game? Because bar the number 10 getting in behind McElhatton, we're not going to change the tactic much. But I'm not sure that we're going to be able to dominate the same way. Good news is Larne have just missed a penalty. But here come Glentoran on the front foot. Oh, don't do this to me, please. It looks so close. I genuinely thought after that Linfield game that we'd basically got the job done. And that's what you get punished for. There you can see the Stretton miss pen. As with half an hour gone, and Varma on the left. Give me a goal. Griffiths picks it up. That's got to be a foul, referee. He gave a red card for one of those a minute ago. Armstrong picks it up to Ferris. Over the top. There's big gaps in the defence. I don't know why. That hasn't changed. Armstrong gets in behind. It's a good finish. And it's all falling apart in front of our eyes. If we lose this and the other 2 win, we've got the worst goal difference of the 3. We cannot afford to not get a point. I don't know how we do it. We've not had a shot since Whitehall got sent off. And that's not the game plan now. The lads have just lost their heads. I'm going to encourage them, but we play shorter passing. We try and keep the ball, look for the opportunity. Jones is just punting it 50 yards. McCausland's in, and Kane makes the save. It should have been 2 in truth. Get a bit of composure back and find your game plan. Because at the moment at half-time, it is all Glentoran, and we are really struggling with 10. I'm going to have to go cautious for now. Linfield, as you just saw, have raced into a 3-goal lead. Larne, I think, are still 0-0. But as it stands, no, they're 1-0 up as well. We will be down a third at the moment. What on earth do we do to get back into this? And how on earth do we find a way to equalise? At the hour mark, I've got to do something. I've got to go for it. We're going to go positive. We're going to go Sean Daniels off for Burns, just in case we get a penalty, I guess. McElhatton off for Wilson. Bit more direct because he's 6'4". And Umpardi off for Puarte, who's got the most assists this year. Do I bring on Cooper at the back, the experienced man? Not yet, because the other 2 are better in the air. We're going to leave it at that. Can Griffiths be on attack? Trying to work out which role he's best at. Might have to do that for now. It's not what I wanted at this stage of the game. We're going to have to make do. We've got 30 minutes plus stoppage time to go, but we've got to chase the game, and this could lead to a disaster. We've got the worst goal difference anyway, so that doesn't really matter. As Kelly picks it up on the right-hand side. Murray comes downfield with it. Big switch of play. Up goes the right-back McClellan. Finds Griffiths and Puarte. Get forward, man. Stop sitting back on the edge of your own box. To Kean. Big chip forward. Again, why aren't you following the game plan? How much of a bunch of big bottle jobs are you? I know you've got 10 men, but seriously, follow the game plan. Keep the ball. Stop punting it 50 yards. It is not a difficult instruction. And at some point, you just have to accept that these lads are not going to do it. Whitehall has let them down massively. Larne have conceded, which is great. Linfield aren't going to drop points though, so we have to get a point to be in control of this. I'm going to take Harley Jones off for Cooper because he's the worst defender and the least fit when it comes to the long balls. I'm also looking at left back at Bell. Do I take off Griffiths and put Bagley there, who's more natural in the position, or Varma, who's knackered but has been the best player? I don't really know what to go for. I think I'm going to go Walker off. We're not really creating a great deal, but I've got to push forward. We've got to try and get this done. Now, what can we do? Because at the moment, it's all Glentoran. As here they are on the right again with Finlayson. Oh, he's given a penalty. Walker's come on and given a penalty away straight away. Oh, well done, lad. You go back to your parent club and look at yourself in the mirror. Absolutely ridiculous. Bunch of bottle jobs, the lot of you. 2-0 Glentoran. The title's gone. And we bottle it again right at the end. It is no title in 9 years. This save is not making progress. Yes, the early red card, it has cost us badly. But the performance since has been dismal. Ignoring the instructions, proving that you've not really got the mentality when it comes to the big occasion. And we are now going to need a huge favour. We've got to somehow beat Larne on the final day. And that's without our best midfielder. And then we have got to try our best to hope Linfield slip up. And I'm not sure those two things both happen. As Marshall gets it on the left. How many are we going to lose by first? Bell's gone in and embarrassed us. Well done, lads. Don't worry about the defending. A frustrating day at the office, but as much as I'm very angry at the moment, I'm sure you can tell, we've got to regroup. A pathetic red card. I don't think we've had one all season, and then of course that's the moment it comes. But we have got to win against Larne and hope Linfield slip up. Let's go and get to the final day. I've got a feeling the dream's over. Well, we've had a chance to breathe after that disaster last week, and we'll be hoping that Linfield have the same problem at home to Glentoran. Having said that, we've still got to try and get a result against the Larne side that haven't won the league for a few years either. And if you look at this title race on the final day, if Linfield lose and Larne beat us, Larne win the title. If Larne win, Linfield draw, it's going to come down to goal difference, probably benefits Linfield. And let's be fair, if we win, we just need Linfield to slip up. Of course, if we draw and Linfield lose, that'll be fine as well. But I think that's probably the most unlikely. So let's go and get through the tactical meeting into the game that decides our fate. We knew it was going to come down to this, didn't we? We didn't expect it to be in this position. Certainly not after losing Whitehall in the manner that we did. He'll be replaced by Bagley today. McCann comes onto the bench. He is back into the squad. And Wilson, Kean will drop out for him. And then McClellan will go back. I'm also going to bring Cooper back in. You've got to have your big guns for this one. We'll get Kean on the bench in place of Stephen Walker, but this is the 11 that we're going for. Do I put Wilson or McElhatton up front? Who do I go for here, people? McElhatton has always been the reliable. Wilson is probably the better. I'm going to go for Wilson. I know it's a big risk, and Pardy's staying in on the right, is he? No, Puate's back in. Let's go with what's been our first team most of the year. Neil Kane in goal. Wilson and Bell the fullbacks with Jones and McClellan centre-half. Daniels and Bagley the midfield two with Griffiths ahead of them. And then Varma, Puate, Wilson the front three. Cross your fingers, cross everything else. We need to win and then hope for the rest. Well, one change for Larne and a returning injury at left back in the shape of Morgan Boys. We know the quality they've got. They're a really good side. So let's just go and get into it. Prove what you can do. You've got a few of them inspired. We need a big performance today. It might not be enough, but we've got to hope that Glentoran can produce 2 in a row. We'll keep an eye on that Linfield score very closely, and we'll hope that we can get ahead here, so what happens at that ground actually matters to us. Well, early doors is a throw-in for Bell on the left-hand side. Advanced position for us. Into the box to Puate. Header straight at Webber. Didn't really have much on it, and in the end didn't trouble the keeper at all. As Webber takes his time out from the back. Larne, of course, looking for a win as well. They're not going to be sitting back here. They know if they win this game, they've got a chance too. They're trying to do exactly the same as us. A draw not good enough for them. As McElroy picks it up. Big switch from McKiernan. Up to McClellan on the right. Bell will get there first. Holds it up on the edge of the box. Back to Jones and Kane. Big punt downfield. No one really chasing it. Boys heads away, but Puate gets there first. The header's poor, but it falls for Wilson. He finds Puate again, who will take on his man. Get that cross in the box, son. You know there's a few in there. Great delivery to Varma. He's not missed that. It's just hit him. And it's 0-0, a quarter of the game gone. and I'm starting to feel like this isn't going to be our episode. It's been a season where we've probably been less entertaining and less prolific than in recent years. We've been so much better at the back until these 2 games. Jack Stretton runs through after a defensive error. He fires it into the roof of the net. And that's the difference. We have missed the easiest chance on earth in a football game. And Larne have scored an absolute cracker. Linfield have gone 1 up now, so at least we can take the solace that it didn't matter. But either way, a really frustrating day. A really frustrating end to the season. And this is the problem when you don't wrap it up, because you look at those games like Dungannon at home. We'd held on for a win, it'd be a very different story. As McInroy picks it up again to Stretton, must have been offside. Assistant referee, get your flag up. Jesus, that's pathetic. He didn't have his flag up, but the referee gave it. It's 1-0 at half-time. Larne have been the better side. We have missed the easiest chance you will ever see. Our shooting's not been good enough. I need a reaction. As I mentioned a little bit earlier on, it might have even been the last episode. The worst point of this is we're going to finish 3rd. It's now imperative that we draw against Larne. We want to be in the SPFL Trust Trophy next year. We want to be in the better positions for Europe, of course. And if we end up in 3rd place, those things will not necessarily happen. So we're going to look at subs in a minute, but to be fair, everyone's playing all right. We've just not had the rub of the green. But then when you miss the chances like we have, there's not a great deal you can do. Brian Farmer is absolutely knackered. We'll take him off for, I think, Mpardi. We'll change the line of attack. We'll go inverted winger on support and switch those 2 around. I'm also going to take off McClelland, who's been poor. Jake Cooper, the experienced defender, will come on. Barry Bagley off for Colin McCann. Griffiths drops in 1. And then can we bring Michael Hatton on? We've got to do it. He's the goal scorer in the team. He's the one that I trust. Let's get him on. Let's stay positive. We'll go attacking in 5 more. But for now, we've got to find a way through. We've got to go aggressive. Linfield is still 1 up. This is now about 2nd place. Can we at least get into the SPFL Cup? As Wilson brings the ball forward down the right. Has support but plays short to Jones. Larne now camping everyone behind the ball. They know a wing gives them a chance. As Poate down the left. Chance to cross. Cuts in himself. Shoots from distance. Why? You've got 3 or 4 passes on and you've tried to get the headlines. And in the end, you've got absolutely nowhere. We have got a few minutes to go. 1 sub left. I'm going to bring on Kean just for the extra height. I'm not sure it's going to do much for us though. We're going attacking. We are chasing this game. Glentoran miss a penalty. It's not written for us, is it? But the point that would have got us in the SPFL trophy is gone. We dropped to 3rd place on the final day of the season. And we still can't find the title. Not only that, we're not even runners-up this time. We should still be in Europe, but now, I've just thought we're going to have to check who's in the Irish Cup final. I know Larne played Linfield, so there's a chance we could miss out. We might not be guaranteed European football yet. If we end up in those playoffs, it's a huge backward step. Will Linfield win the title again? We have qualified for the places playoff, but who is in the Irish Cup final? Because that is going to decide where we are here. Right, we need Linfield to win. If they do that, we're in the European qualifiers again. If not, we're going to be back for the playoffs, which I desperately hope we're not. So you'll see next time out whether it's season review or European playoff campaign. But that was an absolutely crushing end to the season. No wins in our final 4 matches has cost us, and that defeat against Glentoran. What a way to throw it away. We definitely need to improve next season. We're going to set up a bit more aggressively because we've struggled when teams have sat back and tried to let us break them down. And we're also going to try and sign a top striker because Michael Hatton and Mark Wilson have not been able to do it in that situation. For the rest of it though, we're going to try and improve. We'll be back in a season review to discuss how. We'll also have a look at the European coefficient where there is some news for Northern Ireland. If you did enjoy this one, a deflating day for me, but for those of you who like failure, you will have loved it. Please do put a thumbs up on it, subscribe for daily FM23 content. We'll be back with our season review in a couple of days' time, but before that, the head coach will return tomorrow. Check that one out in the eye above if you've missed it. Our director of football, Dougie, has had a fun summer in that one. You can also find up there the football podcast, the Twitch channel, and the blog story as well. But thank you very much for watching. If you're in the US, do check out the HelloFresh link in the description. Get money off and support the channel too. And we'll be back next time to plan it all again. Because next year, our 10th year of the save, surely we've got to win a first title.